All right.
There's an extra all right for you.
A lot of all right. I was just making sure that we were on the screen
Look,
there.
David, it's phenomenal. Go ahead, lead us out into this thing.
This is You Can't Make This Shit Up. Joel Hawksley, David Washington, your hosts. We are your political innovators here at the Jay and Washington Network. Again, we would love to hear what you have to say. As long as it's factual, bring your facts, not your feelings. And we'll have that conversation. Join our community, subscribe, hit the notification button, share with your friends, family, other politicals, your community.
Awesome.
So,
Well, today I guess we're going to talk about gun violence being,
again,
it's I don't know. I think it's your favorite subject because you kind of like to say, I just think everybody should have a gun.
yes, everyone should have a gun.
So
Coming from a liberal, everyone should have a gun.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and
yes.
then just aim it at the person that you don't like. That's how it's. But no,
There should
listen.
be some restrictions. I mean, training, permitting, so forth and so on. But I'm all for open carry, all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, so wow, I don't know what to say. So the list came out.
Yeah.
The list came out. St. Louis is the number one. I don't consider that the South, but I mean, but I mean, it's close. Okay. And then the chart goes into Jacksonville, Mississippi. So, yeah. And then it has. See, I had it memorized and I just forgot it. But they have Baltimore as like the fifth one.
Jackson, Mississippi.
Jackson,
New
Mississippi.
Orleans.
It was in Alabama.
Birmingham.
Birmingham, Alabama.
Yes.
Yeah, I missed that one. So, yeah, all cities in the South with high gun violence, all run by mayors that have no idea what a gun is because they want to say, yeah, we've done that before. Yes. No, it's like now we want to say it's all in the South because they have like easier gun laws. Well, cities should be the city mayors should be ashamed of themselves because they should be supporting their law enforcement. They should be putting in programs that help children. They should be doing everything in their power to make sure that they're taking charge of their city.
Mm-hmm.
And they pull plenty of tax dollars, even in these southern cities. They always take extra. So what are they doing with it? Explain, because they're not talking guns, they're not training guns, they're not teaching people how to, anything. This just seems like it's absent in the cities.
And we're referencing the article from Axios, a study by the American Center for Progress.
You heard that, America, not this one's not from China.
That's correct. Not this one. Yep, that's right. The Center for American Progress provided this study to Axios, and American culture is gun culture. Can I say that gun culture is, and American culture is part of our fabric of our in our society, and is as normal, is as American as apple pie, Chevy,
baseball,
Coca-Cola.
Look, guns, and automobiles and tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What all those three things? You can go back to history. All were things that helped our economy. The guns started our national debt in the Civil War. So everything leads to those three things. I would rather be killed by a gun than a car, personally.
Okay.
I guess. And then I don't want to die by tobacco. So
okay.
So, but they all kill. All three of them kill.
Yes, they do. At the time of this recording, just last night, a man in Maine went on a shooting spree, and
That's Maine man, not Florida man.
exactly, in the second largest town in Maine, and right now I think the confirmed um, death count is at 18.
18.
18. It was reported late last night, 22. However, it's the next day, and this is what we're finding. The
Yeah, this
man
is
is
it's in Lewiston, Maine. If you
okay. Was the
so
main, and so this is just another episode, another incident of gun violence that will continue to plague America. And, studies like this, studies by the CCPs, the Office on Gun Violence, now established in the White House, we'll see more and more studies, but not enough solutions.
why is it we study and study and study and study and study and study, and the best we can do is come up with theories? Where are the results?
Again,
Uh,
where are the solutions? And
where are the results? Like, if you've studied this or you've looked at it, what are the answers? The answer is not taking guns away, because that puts these people at defenseless
mhm,
against the illegal guns. It's gun violence is not the only violence. We have to do something to reduce the hate, and that comes across to me. All crime is hate, and this hate is being built up by this government that can't sit and negotiate anymore. I mean, you just sit there, these people sit there and watch Fox News or MSNBC, and they get angry. It doesn't make you happy. There's no story on there designed to make you happy
mhm,
about being a Republican or
mhm.
being a Democrat. It's all about making you angry. And that's how our news media work nowadays. I can't stand trying to watch something and have so much hate. Like, okay, the Republicans did this today, and this and this and this and this and this, and this is why it's all bad. The Democrats did this today on this and this and this and this, and that's why they're bad. You know, we have no compromise out there anymore. And if it's at our top, if our government can't get along, you can't expect the people to get along.
Uh, I think that hate is a strong word. I'm trying to see it in the context that you see it. I do see guns as a means to an end for certain crimes. Eh, are we at a tipping point in regards to addressing gun violence? I think we're beyond the tipping point where it's something that we collectively shrug our shoulders and say, well, it's something that we'll live with. It's like living with herpes.
No, I see. I don't think that's the case either. I like that comment, but no, I, this is the pro. So if I fear as a gun owner that my government's going to take my weapons away, I purchase more guns. It's just that you watch the numbers, right?
Hmm.
And when Obama was elected, okay, get your
That
gun now.
fear,
Get your gun now, because he's
right?
going to take and get rid of it. He's
That
going to do everything in his power.
that
He's going to
irrational fear.
he's
That'll
going to have
never
four.
happen.
He's going to have 4 years. He's going to have 4 years. He's coming after your gun.
Never, and it never happened. This whole fear of stuff that just don't happen, and it goes back to what you were saying about the politicians and feeding into that fear, and because there is this lack of consensus and this infighting and not having a common cause amongst our lawmakers, it just perpetuates this fear, this garbage, and it's unfortunate for Americans. I couldn't see I remember tornado drills. Our parents remember, fallout drills, from nuclear war.
So
And
David,
now our kids, are growing up with,
I know you're just a kid. I know you're just a kid. You
yeah.
know, you're a lot younger. You're a lot younger than I am. So I'm gonna go and say, do you remember getting on an airplane? Were you young when you got on an airplane? Or
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
did you remember how you could greet people as soon as they came off the
Oh,
plane?
yeah. Yeah.
Remember
Say
everybody,
it right there.
yeah,
Yeah.
the waiting room was always full because
Yes.
you wouldn't have gotten a plug. You definitely wouldn't have gotten a plug if we had cell phones because we all said goodbye. We all said
Yeah.
hello.
Can see the flight go off,
So I
exit the
mean,
gate.
I bring this up because it's just like that. We had all these hijackings.
Mm-hmm.
And then what
And
happened?
changed
Then we
security.
started the security, and then the security got then we had a person try to we have a shoe bomber. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody who wonders why they take their shoes off is because somebody decided to put a bomb in a
The
heel
shoe.
of shoe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it gets all these precautions are in place for one incident that grows out of control because everybody wants to copy that. Everybody wants to do the bigger, the badder thing.
Yeah, the Patriot Act is a good example.
The Patriot Act is, as a supporter of law and order, the Patriot Act is not something that I think was I think
I think it
it
was an
was a but
overreach.
it was a bipartisan.
It
This
was
is
a
when so this
bipartisan
is a
overreach
bipartisan
that was made out
attack.
of fear.
Yeah, attack on the American people. Because what you did was you gave government more power, and once you give
That's
government more
right.
power, they're not going to give it back.
That's correct.
And you want to talk about freedom?
Gone.
Freedom's the word that all us Republicans have been using
Oh,
to
yes.
express what we want.
Ad nauseum.
But as you look at it, we've been just as bad right now at getting rid of freedom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're not free to read whatever you want to because the Republicans don't want that because they don't think that they're going to be strong enough parents to keep literature out of the hands of their own children.
Right?
But but their children are in under their nose watching YouTube videos
Thank you.
that are like inappropriate for anybody.
Who reads
So
a book?
what's going on? We have to attack. We have to attack we know where the symptoms are. So let's find a way to get to okay, you got a vaccine you made me take. Okay. Can you come up with a solution?
I wasn't necessarily forced or made to
I'm not.
take.
I'm just
But I see what you're saying. I do
no.
see what you're
It
saying.
was mandatory for some people. But listen, it's all about listen closely to what you say and do because I point those things out because yes, I believe that there is inappropriate stuff in the library, but that's my job to warn my children. It's my job to give them the upbringing that's going to lead them the right direction.
And what may be inappropriate in your eyes is appropriate in mine.
No, because your children, you believe that you sit there and you watch something at home and you watch something violent. Okay, that violence is normal in your household.
Mm-hmm.
So they go out and you say, "Oh, I want to go see Saw at the movie theater," and it's inappropriate for them,
But you let them
probably,
see it,
but
right?
it's part of their culture anyways. They're not going out there and doing some dangerous thing because they went and saw the movie
Right.
because they've lived around that. They know it's fake or they know they like the scare. It's people are so concerned about everybody else
Right.
that we've forgotten about taking care of ourselves.
We America's lost its way.
Yeah.
And I'll speak specifically about the black
Sorry.
community here. Uh, there's so many things that I know that my community could do better of. And we seem to highlight the bad over the good. And I mention this because a video of a 6-year-old rapper, a 6-year-old rapper, was forwarded to me, and someone wanted my comment on it, and to see him and to hear and read the lyrics. And I just said to myself, well, no wonder, and I'll speak about my community, we argue about where we are in society, our status in society. And this kind of garbage is promoted. And I'm thinking, we've lost our way. We've lost our way, and we exemplify, we highlight the negative. And I see that across American culture. And that's why I have the position about, hey, we've got to the point with having so many deaths and so many guns on the street. Everyone, just have a gun. I'm at the point where there's no going back. We're not taking guns away. That won't happen. And people are going to continue to react. There's going to be more gun violence. I just hope and pray that the people I care about, that I work with, that I love, that are family to me, that they stay safe.
So I was raised with guns. So we loaded our own bullets in our basement. So there was gunpowder in the house. We knew how a bullet actually worked, from primer to bullet itself. Learn safety. We've learned. My dad. The most important thing for us was that we be safe. Now we did stupid things. I put a line of black powder out in the backyard and see the streak go because I didn't believe that the cartoon was right. Well, it
There you
was.
go. I mean,
So so I
that's
mean
what we do as
we
kids.
kids we experiment, but to think that I was going to go take a gun out and harm somebody, never, because we're
Right,
taught always when you get a gun, somebody hands you a gun, you automatically check to make sure it's not loaded because if it's loaded, it's dangerous. We learned how a safety works, always have the safety on, and safeties are not always safe because they can wear out. So make sure it's not loaded. That was what the NRA was to me growing up, and that was what sportsman clubs for. And nowadays, it's these are firing ranges.
mhm.
All they do is they walk in, they
Right,
shoot.
right,
There's
right,
there's
right.
no there's no meeting and there's no group of people,
There's no
you know.
focus on personal responsibility.
And then like, hey, this is we would go to range and they would have all these rules and everybody be
Right.
working together. Nobody wanted to get shot. That
We
makes
gotta make
sense
sure
to
we
me.
have our freedoms.
But we had a place to go.
Right.
We had a place to go. I just don't see educating. Educating is such an easy word to use, but the, the fear I had of the gun was the fear of hurting somebody else. That was always my fear. Not hurting myself. It was always about I need to make sure I'm safe because of other people. That concern I don't see anymore. I don't see that
Right.
concern that, I want to protect other people. When I drive my car, I drive defensively because I I'll give you the right of way. I'm
Right.
the guy at the stop sign that pisses you off because I'm waving you on. Because you hit that stop sign so fast that you didn't want to stop, I'll let you go.
Yes, go.
I have no time. I have
Right.
no time and no patience for that. But that's me. And that's the way I was raised. And to me, whatever that chemical is that makes me concerned about somebody else, I wish I see a lot more of it.
Right. That concern for someone else's
But
well-being
we're all
and
this.
welfare
Yeah,
is no longer an
we're
option.
all the same, right? We have no winners, we have no losers. It's some kind of concept that loses me because you know losing made me stronger and made me happier when I won.
Mm-hmm.
But I always cared about the people I was running with because I knew their effort was there. Now you don't know if the person just walked or ran.
Right. There has been more conversation about what to do with the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida, that was the scene of horrific crime.
Mhm.
were 22, it was in 20,
29,
29 victims of gun
49,
violence. 49?
49,
49? I thought that was in, yeah. It was a
49,
lot. A lot
49.
of victims, dead people from gun violence. There has been more conversation locally about what to do with the property, about a memorial, than actually trying to resolve the gun violence issue here in Central Florida, in Orange County, in Orlando.
We want to know why.
Hmm.
That's all. We just want to know why. We don't want to. We're not concerned on how to prevent it,
Mm.
unless we want to build walls and make fear.
Hmm.
Right? We don't. We're not solving the problem.
Yeah,
Like, this was not his first target,
that's correct.
but hey, we're going to make sure that because they were Hispanic, because they were gay, we're going to make a focus on this. And then Republicans, hey, we wanted to make sure that we pointed out the fact that it was terrorism, it was domestic terrorism, but we also started to go down the religion road. Like,
Yes,
okay, well,
because he was
I'm
Muslim.
sorry, this is Muslim. Okay, now we have to go after it. Look, the freedoms of our country were based on the fact
Freedoms.
that you can have it your own religion. You can do the freedoms. But nowadays we don't look at it that way. We're Guns are dangerous.
Hmm.
They're dangerous, and especially dangerous in the hands of somebody who doesn't care.
Correct.
Somebody who's suffering from mental illness,
Or hate.
somebody who, you know, but you can't, you got to make the rules fair, right? Not restrictive, not restrictive to the point where I can't get my gun or move my gun or anything like that. But the rules have to be a background check. There's not a single Republican that I know that's sane
Mhm.
that doesn't believe that a background check should be done. But we also believe that a network needs to be built where we're communicating from one police office to another. The
Right. One law
FBI,
enforcement agency to
yeah,
another.
the
Yes.
FBI is doing stuff. So we put together Homeland Security, supposed to make it now better, and it's not any better because you still have people doing something in this state, moving to this state, doing it in the next state, and you don't even. We didn't know that. We didn't know that they did that crime. We didn't know that. It should never be. I didn't know,
Yeah.
because somebody knows.
Yep.
Somebody knows that the person, hey, that person's not
Mm.
been acting right. That person has a gun in their home. I, I can
Well,
tell somebody. I don't want. Now, I don't want anybody snooping either. That's the privacy's privacy. But
what privacy?
but
There's no
but we
privacy
talk,
left.
right? We used to always talk. We would talk to our neighbors.
Yes.
Oh my God! Did you see Jacob flip out yesterday? He was all over the place, and he was so mad at his lawnmower that he threw it while it was running. I think something's wrong. That conversation doesn't go. That conversation's not there because you don't even talk to your neighbor. Y'all look at it and y'all saw it, but nobody can do anything because nobody's talking about it.
As my final word, I'm going to make a decision. At least from my end, um, just like with the DeSantis presidential campaign, uh, I vowed not to talk about it anymore because it's done. It was done back in May when he announced. And this particular topic of gun violence, I am done with it. This is the last one. This is the last conversation on gun
Okay,
violence that I will have.
so all associates, remember, gun violence is not going to be our topic. I'm
Yes.
going to reference all of our audience to the Seth Hyman video that's out there, because that was a great conversation.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that I got out of it, and it totally agreed, is we have to address it in a way that it communicates. And that's, you know, public, if it's a public announcements and stuff, just some way to educate, like,
Uh, yeah,
you know,
that
it
matters.
kind of makes people realize that it's not just you
Hmm.
out there with that gun. You got to that get that feeling of I want to be extra special careful because I can hurt somebody else.
Right.
And then if everybody felt that way, less people would go out and try to take out 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. They're only just trying to get higher numbers. So, David, I agree. This is a subject where I do believe in the Second Amendment. Very heartfelt. I mean, I'm with my party 100% on it, but I'm also thinking that as a government, we need to do something, and it's got to be common sense.
This is You Can't Make This Shit Up. Joel Hawksley, David Washington, your hosts, your political innovators. Tune in for more content on our network. We're across all the socials, the major ones, and we would love to hear from you. We will love to hear what you have to say, your commentary. Bring the facts, not your feelings. We are Jay in Washington. Thank you. Like, share.